Christiansen now with the throw, and looking to thread it round the corner. Can't quite find Andres Skov Olsen, and all that comes to nothing. But yeah, obviously, Saudi Arabia's victory over Argentina, who were lauded as a big tournament favourite going in, and still may be, but it just shows that anything is possible. There were two very good strikes from the Saudis that won the game, and then when Argentina needed to move up a gear, although they had bags of time, they just couldn't do it. So, for me, obviously watching England score a few goals and do well was good. But if we wanted something to light the tournament up early doors, then that's been it. Obviously, stuff off the field has, been the big focus ahead of the tournament, and quite rightly so, as we see a shot come in. And it's not the worst effort you're going to see from Umsakani. Umsakni, should I say, who is the skipper, who plays his trade with Al Arabi. Caught hold of that right foot strike, wasn't too bad. Anyway, Denmark have it back through Andres Christiansen, now with Barcelona. I think he blocked away that strike from Umsakni there with his face, seemingly. Anyway, let's take a look. Right foot drive, right smack in the mush. But yeah, do you know what? He's doing his job there, isn't he? And he's to be commended for that. I might just have ducked out of the way at that one. So Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. Both teams have had a little bit of attack already. Yeah, I think the heat is a factor as well. And although we're saying that certainly the games last night, it was in perfect conditions, it can be warmer in the middle part of the day. Anyway, just for the moment, Denmark keeping hold of the ball, not looking to do too much, as Kjær finds his other centre-back, Joachim Andersen, the Palace man, just percentage ball down the line. That will do for the time being. Take a look at what the weather is doing. And apparently it's about 26 degrees in Qatar right now, and maybe a little bit warmer than that, and just getting a little bit cooler as we get into the evening. And only a small peninsula, isn't it, Qatar? But like I said, the tournament lit up by that Saudi Arabian victory, and here comes Tunisia down the right hand side. Chance to get a cross in for Drager. The ball deflected, and then some great work to keep it alive there by Jabali. Turns and shoots, and that's blocked away. As looks like there might be a free kick at the edge of the area. Our referee today is not buying into it, though it looked like one, and he's decided that no case to answer. As again, Jabali does well, plays his football in Denmark, the striker. And he's able to win the ball back. Taibi picks it up, then he finds the number 14, Lainduni. He plays at Ferencváros in Hungary. And Tunisia, just for the moment, they're keeping hold of the ball pretty well. Our referee today, Cesar Palazuelos. He'll be hoping to keep his card in his pocket, I'm sure. We've seen very committed games so far. So much so we've seen some pretty bad injuries, haven't we? And certainly we've seen plenty of added time. Let's hope we don't get too much of that in this game. Joachim Andersen gets a foot in. He only turns the ball away, and maybe a chance for Ali Abdi to make some ground. Tunisia keep it alive with Masakni down the left-hand side. We're pretty much to have done a rebuilding job of this team after the 5-1 defeat at the hands of Brazil. It's not the ideal game to take as a friendly going into the tournament, is it? Getting a mauling from a team who could on their day thump anybody, but it is what it is, and they've decided to rebuild down their left-hand side. Brought in Maria and El Abdi. For the moment now, it's Eriksson on the ball, just laying it back, trying to take a sting out. Tunisia definitely off their coach and looking to work hard. Denmark trying to maybe utilise that extra bit of experience and quality they've got. With all due respect to Tunisia, you know, the outposts that their team play at. I mean, some not bad teams in there, don't get me wrong, but obviously for the Danish boys, a lot of those guys in the Premier League, and if not, and you know, outposts in Spain, to Sevilla players, one Barcelona player in the lineup. You know, Marla plays well at Atalanta. So, you know, they've got some good players, haven't they? But it's 11 against 11. I keep banging on at Saudis because that game's going to live really long in my memory. It was superb, that. If you can't get excited about that in terms of football, then you can't get excited about anything. Argentina were poor coming into the tournament, with apparently a defence that were hard to break down. And clearly with Lionel Messi, you've always got a chance of grabbing a goal. He did score today. Anyway, Laiduni plays the ball back, and Bron there, little drop at the shoulder. He's able to do well to lose his marker. Denmark win the ball back in midfield. And Sagni, though, was upended to do that, at least according to Cesar Palazuelos. And so play will recommence. So, so far so good for the game. It looks a lively encounter. Some of these first games can be rather stilted, can't they? But we haven't really seen much evidence of that. They've been joyous, really. And so far we've had all the fun of the fair. A few goals, and obviously the big upset today. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina at the Lusail Stadium 2-1. But our game at this Education City Stadium is 0-0, 9 minutes played. And so far both teams have come out with intent. Like I said, the heat is not overwhelming in the stadium. It might feel a little bit hotter in the bowl, but it's come entirely in shadow, if you like. So no sun raining down on the players. Obviously in that more condensed atmosphere, though, should feel a little bit warmer. Not sure how much breeze will get through down to the players on that playing surface, which looks like a bowling green. Pretty good. Maybe they've overwatered it, though. Just noticing that already a little bit of clumps coming up. Clumps of turf. Anyway, Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. As Tybee playing out from the back, like Dooney fires the ball forward for Ben Slimani. He also plays in Denmark with Brøndby. So the Danish boys should know plenty about a couple of the players at the very least. There's Kasper Schmeichel, the former Leicester City title winner. Just plays the ball out. Part of a bit of a mass exodus. They've only just settled down, haven't they, the Foxes? Plays the ball up the field, trying to find one of his forward players. At the moment, we haven't really mentioned Kasper Dolberg because they haven't been able to give him the ball, as Abdi takes the throw back to the number 3 Tybee, then into midfield. Sakiri, little flick ball forward. Well, then Sami Kjær comes across and thinks he's flicked it off the Tunisian man, but I don't think he did it in time. I thought the ball was out already, as Abdi takes the throw. So, so far a decent game. 10 minutes, and we saw Jabali have a strike at goal for Tunisia. They kept the ball alive, sort of inside right position. His shot was blocked by Anders Christensen. And although Denmark did get forward the first couple of minutes, they had a corner and all that Eriksson took. It didn't add up to too much. And if you like, albeit again it was something or nothing, the shot comes in and it's gone just wide. Again, a speculative effort from the edge of the area from Drager, but he caught it pretty well. I just thought it's one of those where I mean, it's taken a wicked deflection off the chest of the defender there. And again off Christensen. And it's one of those that might just loop in. So it's definitely gone out for a corner kick then. But have they got the big guns to find? Denmark are back 3. I mean, so too Tunisia today. But you suspect the Danes might be a slightly bigger side. Just looking at the size of Tybee. It's not like Tunisia are small. No, not at all. So we're still waiting for the effort to happen. So, well, the ball comes in, a flick on at the near post, but it's gone over the top. And in the end, much ado about nothing. But you know, Msakni definitely got there first and flicked the ball over the face. I mean, you could call that an effort, really. You see those fly in, don't you? So far, if we're looking at the team who's leading the stats, then it would be Tunisia early doors. So far, I think we could count that as maybe 4 attempts. Not one on target just yet. But so far, so good for Tunisia. Just shading possession and territory, I would have said, as well. But yeah, Denmark yet to get into their stride. As Leiduni just flicking the ball down the field. Comes back to Talby for the header. The ball then spooned up in the air. And now Dolberg trying to bring it in, but the ball comes at a funny angle to him. However, Højbjerg wins it in midfield. Maybe an opportunity now with Skov Olsen peels off down the right hand side, but they can make nothing of that. So it's a throw for Denmark, parallel with the edge of the area, just about. Rasmus Christensen, the Leeds United right back, is on the ball, but he's looking for Skov Olsen, who's claiming that he got bundled into. He may have been, but well, Abdi's going to take the throw anyway, so the referee wasn't buying into that. And so we carry on. There's this throw down the line, and that was a good little take from Jabali on his chest. Msakni couldn't take the ball on, then it just piled out of the box. Touch taken by the defender there, and I felt that Mariah should maybe have left it for his goalkeeper. Clearly, Eamon Darman should have just had a word there, or a scream, or a shout, or something, but he didn't. And that put them under a little bit of pressure. So Abdi with the throw. Deep inside his own half, 15 minutes gone at the Education City Stadium. Been a good start to the game. Hot contest, no reason to suspect that Denmark will run away with this, but I guess my money would be on them. We need to see Eriksson a little bit more on the ball, as the ball is given away, and Marla now picks it up. Dolberg tried to turn it round the corner. He had Delaney on rushing, but ball breaks for Christensen now. Skov Olsen on his right hand side. Ball into the box for Christensen, looking to get the cut back. Was there a double kiss? There's a scream there from Talby, claiming that the ball didn't come off him, but it looks like they are going to line up for a corner. Let's take a look. Christensen's cut back. I thought I got the double kiss there. Came off the knee of Christensen, but I don't think they've got that. No, they have. So it is a corner kick. She's taken by Talby. He's short to his keeper Darman, who right-footed chips toward the halfway line. Contested, but then the ball's picked up. Christensen looking to spin and turn past it. His man Dylan Bron, and he can't quite make that one stick. 60 minutes gone then, and it's 0-0. So again, looking for just a little bit of give and go at the edge of the box there. Christensen caught late, and I think the referee's giving a free kick the other way. And looks like Drager is just feeling the pinch there, having been caught. The Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. I'd certainly had mixed feelings coming into this World Cup with the backdrop of what had gone on, and but football now is taking place, and it shouldn't have been in Qatar, should it, this World Cup, but it is, and so now I guess in honour of what's gone before it, we just sit down, strap in, and enjoy the football that's on offer. So much sacrifice being made just for this. Anyway, long ball into the box, and Kjær able to just head that up in the air. Finds Schmeichel, whose long kick out to Skov Olsen is a good one. There's not a minute though for Denmark on the ball today. Not at all, and I have a feeling this could be tight. We just saw Christensen, then little Megs from Leiduni. For what it's worth, I think Christensen may be amongst the poorest players in the Premier League. I think they've got problems on both their defensive positions at left back and right back, Leeds United. Christensen is neither quick, and although he looks aggressive, first game I saw of him of the season, he was getting bounced by Daniel Podence. He's still got a lot to prove in the Premier League, and he may be the one who they could pick on today, albeit that they've got a back three, so you do have Joachim Andersen behind him as insurance. I think maybe Christensen is better as a wing back. Anyway, for the moment not really tested, albeit Leiduni, like I said, had just megged him there. And ball chipped out and headed by Abdi, who beat Christensen to the punch there. Just read the ball a little bit better, as the number 9 has done a good job, Jabali, of holding the ball up there. And in the end, Kjær reckons that he scraped the ball off the Tunisian, and I think the referees agreed with him. Denmark, the red and whites in all red today, and Tunisia, the Eagles of Carthage, in an all white strip. Very easy to work out who's on the ball, who's doing what to who, as Talby comes out to win a header in midfield. The ball aimed at Jabali, didn't find him. Eriksson looking to turn, he's caught. Jabali wins the ball off Eriksson, but then in nicking it off Joachim Andersen, the ball comes off his shin. He's unlucky there. Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. I've tried to watch as much of this World Cup as I can. I know you'll be, if you're listening to me, then you don't have pictures somehow. You'll be tuned in. One of the features for me was watching one of the games on ITV, where the commentator, and I don't know who it was, shut up for long periods of time, but just let us watch the play, soak up the atmosphere, the crowd, and I thought it was superb. One thing that obviously we cannot do, giving you our commentary, we're placing the players on the field as Denmark are just over the halfway line on the left-hand side. If we go quiet, you wonder what's happening, don't you? But anyway, cross comes in, an opportunity, and a couple of headers, but they are from Tunisian place defending, and in the end it comes off Ali Abdi and out for a corner kick. It's a good break down the left-hand side. Mahler's cross in looked good. It was a combination of a couple of defensive headers. The first from Bron, I think, and then Al Abdi putting it out, but it's a corner, and it's on the right-hand side. So Eriksson will hit it right-footed, and it will be the outswinger for him. Well, the ball doesn't necessarily look like it's in the quadrant, but anyway, they let him take it. Ball to the far post, up come the heads, and it's a crunching header from Joachim Andersen. He's cleared away. Christensen wins the next to Eriksson, beats the first challenger. It's a decent looking ball in. It's flicked away by the defensive heel of Dylan Bron. Jabali fights for it again. Christensen though gets the right side of him, and now he's next. He was being pulled back there by Abdi. Surely he was. Great play by Christensen, doing well in his attacking duties down that right hand side. He was strong there, and he was determined, and they had to pull him back. It's a free kick for Denmark down the right hand side, and this time it looks like Skov Olsen will look to take an in-swinger, so a left-footed player. Skov Olsen playing inside right at the minute to try and get left foot strikes away, and Bruges man. Stood over it, but they've got, I think, surely a high advantage. Kier is in there. So to Joachim Andersen and Kasper Dolberg. He's a big unit, isn't he, as well? If they can find, and the ball comes in through the box, scraped away though. That will be a corner. I think that came off Sakiri, the man with the mask on. Clearly he's had problems recently. But anyway, they've got another corner kick of the red and whites. Danish dynamite indeed, but well, if this ball hits the back of the net, their fans will be up. There's plenty of red shirts in the stadium. And they find the Dolberg, 6'2", another big target, like we said, along with the centre backs. This time Eriksson takes the in-swinger. Ball going through the box, headed back across there by Andres Christensen. It ends up back at the feet of Eriksson, puts another ball in, little flick from Dolberg, but it can't breach the defence. Another shot comes in this time from Joachim Andersen into the palms of the keeper, Eamon Darman. Very comfortable with Joachim Andersen's strike. But yeah, when they do have set pieces in these corner kicks, they are causing problems. And that was the first effort, I think, on target. There's Jabali now, makes a break. He's through the rear guard. Into the box he goes. Can he find a finish? Yes, he can. I'm sure the flag has gone up. It has. But is he really offside? VAR will take a look at that. Jabali looks to the skies. Brilliant from the Odense man. Issam Jabali, who was looking to bend his run, but he didn't do it well enough. He's dead unlucky there because he started in his own half. When he looked to bend his run, he just tiptoed over the line, and Denmark was stood on the line. So he's agonising. He was great play, but in the end, no goal. Christensen makes some ground down the right side, flicks it to Skov Olsen, who again scraped it off a defender. Talbot got the last touch there. Now into midfield, Thomas Delaney. We haven't mentioned him too much, the Sevilla man. Ball back with Kier. Denmark building into this game halfway through the first half. And Christensen now on the march. Eriksson looking tidy in midfield. Finds the skipper, Kier. And then to Joachim Andersen over the halfway line. Christensen immediately has Al-Abdi come for him. And then Jabali was caught late there. And well, the boots come off. He didn't boot his own boot off there. And it's going to be a yellow card. And that's to Christensen, who clearly caught his man. But I just think there's going to be a bit of contact. He got a little bit of the ball. And clearly it's a contact sport. I think the referee has been very much overzealous there. Don't understand why he gave that yellow card. Clearly a bit of contact, but anyway, it's unfortunate. Rasmus Christensen, free kick taken long and up the field. Ball back at the feet of Laiduni, who now has it under pressure from Dolberg, who heads back to help his teammates out. Joachim Andersen down the line, can't get rid of it though. And in the end, Sackney had picked it up. He was forced out though, but it will be a throw for Tunisia. Down the left-hand side, 25 minutes gone. No goals as yet, but it looks like Ali Abdi has got a long throw, the Cayenne man. Why is his trade then in France? A couple of the players do. And he's got a long throw, and the ball comes in, but that's headed away by Christensen. Ball drops back to Laiduni, who scrapes a poor ball in, doesn't beat the first man. And now an opportunity to play out. Højbjerg. But they get a little bit too intricate. The ball goes backwards, and just a chance to close down. And Ben Slimani hasn't really been involved as Delaney gets the ball out of his feet. Ball flicked to Eriksson. There's certainly a higher work rate from Tunisia, working their socks off out there. And if they're more comfortable with the heat, then so it is. But here come Denmark with Skov Olsen tight to the byline. Christensen on his inside. And they keep hold of possession without really going anywhere quickly. Højbjerg back to Kier. Eriksson comes for the touch. Like we said, we haven't seen much of of Delaney yet. They've got 2 strikers, but that looks a bit of a luxury for Denmark at the minute. Anyway, Marlon out on the ball. And again, the Manchester United man. Brentford last season, wasn't it? And, well, I hadn't mentioned it, but obviously tournament football brings back its own harrowing experience of the Euros. Only 16 months ago that, crossing from Delaney's a good one, ball through the box, and Christensen trying to get there. Skov Olsen couldn't get his head to that, but the ball's recycled. Joachim Andersen, can he find Christensen? Well, in the end, Leiduni comes across and toe pokes the ball out, and he fist pumps. Go on! He's happy with himself, but it will be a throw for Denmark, parallel with the edge of the area. Really enjoying this game so far. There's a pretty good throw for Skov Olsen. Bit of head tennis in there before eventually Talby flicks the ball away. Joachim Andersen gets rid of it. Christensen, can he get a cross in? He can, but it's too close to goalkeeper. Dahlmann comes out his near post and gathers that comfortably. So far we're just looking at the VAR for the offside goal. Clearly Jabali had gone too soon, and they're showing that in vivid Technicolor now. But he took it pretty well after. I thought he did really well to try and bend his run. Did the Odense striker. He's 6'1", kind of rangy. His scoring rate he's about 1 in 3 really. Not bad. Not exactly a world beater either, but I think he looks decent to my mind. He's put himself about a bit, gone looking for the ball. He's not just waiting. They to me look like sort of almost a 3-6-1 with then Jabali dropping deeper. So almost a 3-7 at times. They're working hard for each other. Tunisia hard to get through. Chances at a premium in this game. And dare I say it, could we be staring down the barrels of a 0-0? Well, it's been a cracking tournament so far. We'll run through the scores and keep you up to pace with it. But it's been very much enjoyable. So we kicked off, didn't we? Qatar against Ecuador, 2-0. Good to see Enner Valencia. I always liked him when he's at West Ham. He's the skipper of Ecuador. They look pretty good. On Monday, the Netherlands beat Senegal. Listening to, like I said, the ITV coverage of that will just break off because there's half a chance here. But in the end, some good work in midfield by Sakiri. Managed to clear his lines. Yeah, the drums were beaten out in that game. The Senegal drums drowned out the Dutch fans, the Orange. But nonetheless, Netherlands won that comfortably 2-0 in Group A. In Group B, England, they took Iran apart. I thought Iran were pretty poor. Carlos Queiroz' side, but he scored 2 goals, and Mehdi Taremi, I think, took his chances well. USA won, Wales won. Was a good game, I guess. USA lead, and then Wales all changed second half when they brought Kiefer Moore on. They looked so much better, didn't they? And eventually Gareth Bale got them back in it. What a talisman he is. And the tournament's really caught light this morning with Argentina 1, Saudi Arabia 2, which is a game that will live a real long time in the memory. The other feature of this tournament as well is how long the games are lasting. The England game, there was an injury to the Iranian goalkeeper, wasn't there? So they had, 14 minutes the first half and 10 in the second. 24 extra minutes. And just as well, it wasn't in 40 degrees of heat. Anyway, a long ball forward here. Skov Olsen takes it in, and he's got the ball taken off him by Ali Abdi. It's a good long ball, good control. Was he onside in that move? Well, Skov Olsen bent his run beautifully. What a ball quarterback to him. But he just showed too much to Ali Abdi. It wasn't bad control from Skov Olsen, just Ali Abdi read it well. Anyway, the ball's gone out for a corner kick, so it will be Eriksson down the right-hand side. So it's the outswinger to the far post, up go the heads again. Joachim Andersen gets there first, but now it's contested, and eventually that ball scraped away by Ben Slimani. Hasn't been dealt with yet. There's great work by Joachim Andersen, recycles it to Eriksson, puts the cross in, headed away by Talby, and the ball eventually will be cleared away. Laiduni on it, just keeping control, and yeah, great play from him. Little flick with his heels, and brilliant from Msakni now. Great ball round the corner, real opportunity for Tunisia. Was there a foul in the box there? Well, the player Ben Slimani goes down, beating the turf. In fact, it was Drager, but only frustration, not a claim of a penalty, anything like it. And now Eriksson creeping forward, and now Denmark back on the ball in midfield. Mahler on it, and now maybe an opportunity for Skol Olsen, trying to work to the byline. Eventually tries to get the cross in. It's come off Talby's leg. That will be a corner kick. So end-to-end stuff here. And Højbjerg did really well to take the ball away from Drager. Just flicked it away, and Drager fell over his own feet. So brilliant stuff from Højbjerg. And it's another corner kick. Do you know what? Tunisia can't keep giving away corners. You know, Denmark keep winning these headers, albeit they've not necessarily all been attempts on target. So Joachim Andersen's strike on target. This one has bounced through the box, eventually picked up by Højbjerg. Can he get it in? Fires a ball in, and it's saved by the keeper. It looked easy in the end, but it was on target. So 2 efforts on target, and 2 fairly comfortable saves for Darman. But I guess that they'll go down in the stats, and we'll say at least that's something. Games after this, Mexico, Poland, they'll be hanging around for that. And well, a good game later, France against Australia. Denmark beat France 2-0 in their last international, so clearly showed their quality in that. It's amazing, isn't it? We didn't think England were in any great form coming into the tournament. It's played well. Argentina, one of the sort of talking horses coming in, were beaten by Saudi Arabia, so you never quite know, do you? And I wonder if form to some degree goes out the window. Eriksson now on the ball. Form temporary, class permanent though, and certainly the classy Man United schema will have a big hand in what Denmark do in the tournament. It's amazing what's happened to Eriksson. At one point you just wondered where his future was after his operation, and you know that curtailing his career in Italy, but clearly others felt that it was a gamble well worth taking, and Brentford were the first to step in. It's mini Denmark in Essex, isn't it, Brentford? Anyway, now Joachim Andersen, long ball, but getting up there very comfortably was Darman ahead of Mahler, who just stole in from that left wing. 35 minutes gone. It is Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. It's been an okay game so far. I'm enjoying everything that all the football the World Cup's had to offer so far. And just okay. Qatar maybe not the right place. Certainly having it in winter, I just seems a bit shoehorned in, but it is what it is. So far Denmark have now 59% possession, 3 efforts, 2 on target. Tunisia started well, but it kind of dissipated for them. 4 efforts and none on target. Although they've had a few shots blocked, haven't they? Jabali shot blocked, and then Jabali, a VAR offside goal, took it well, but he clearly strode ahead. Drager, a shot deflected, and Sakni header over, near post flick on that was. And then when Drager fell in the box, I just wondered for a second it was a penalty, but he was not trying to kid anybody. just had the ball taken off him by Højbjerg, and then he fell over. I could see how that happened to him. I don't think he was trying to kid anybody, and he didn't make any remonstrations with the referee or anything like it. Anyway, Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. Pat Nevin saying the BBC, it's 0-0, but it's a really good game of football. Different techniques and styles. Absolutely. Anyway, Christensen now on the ball. Finds a good ball to his striker, Dolberg, at the edge of the box. Christensen gets it back from Højbjerg, and now a good looking little turn from Dolberg. But the ball won by Lajduni in the middle of the park. He's having a good game. And then Sakiri giving the ball away. And here maybe a chance, nice little turn and into the box. Skov Olsen goes, having been found by his teammate. He tries a little flick from one foot to the other, and the defender just takes the ball off him. I don't know what he's thinking about. Skov Olsen was good play initially by Dolberg, who hasn't had much of the ball to play with, but did better. Anyway, here comes Tunisia down the right hand side with Dreger, and then he finds Jabali. It's peeled off to the right, one defender ahead of him, and he's won a corner kick. He played the ball off at Simon Kjær, then Milan stop it, and he's won his team a corner. Now, we said that Denmark are a little bit bigger, a little bit taller. They are, but you know, Tunisia are not a small team, not by any manner of means. So I think if they can find the right ball, then you never know. There are 1 or 2 ball magnets, aren't they? Joachim Andersen's 6'4". I think Kjær's about 6'3", something like that. If not quite as big as him, 6'3" he is. Just taking a look, and Christensen probably 6'4" also. Referee having a word, doing all that stuff that's kind of unnecessary, isn't it, really? In fact, Christensen is only 6'2", so the ball comes in. They haven't really cleared it. The shot comes in, it's blasted over from Lajduni. Peeling around, they didn't really deal with it well. But again, Tunisia failing to get a shot on target. Lajduni lashing at that one. The ball into the box. Maria was fighting for it, not being cleared. Could he hook his foot around that enough? He wasn't that far away, but in the end lashed over, and probably wide of the mark as well. So Denmark 0, Tunisia 0 it remains. 39 minutes gone. You're listening to independent off-tube studio commentary. So far the attempts on target have been from Denmark, but both the shots from Joachim Andersen and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, you know, had they beaten the keeper, would have been amazed, really. They always need saving, don't they? You know, test the keeper out, test his nerves. But Eamon Darman, he is Faxian player. 1 or 2 of these Tunisian guys playing home soil. There's a couple of Esperance players in there. So yeah, 1 or 2 ply their trade in Europe. Zakiri plays at Köln, and Lajduni at Ferencváros. Dreger is in Switzerland at Lucerne. So yeah, they're in and around. But I wouldn't say that there's necessarily anybody who looks outstanding. It's about a team ethic for Tunisia. As we're just looking at the Tunisian fans. Of course, their second strip is probably all red as well, isn't it? So they're in the white kit today. Denmark, the red and white. Danish dynamite indeed. But so far, they've quite exploded onto the scene. And the Eagles of Carthage are yet really to soar too in this 0-0. But hotly contested, a good game. Højbjerg on the ball now. Looks for Skov Olsen. Puts him just the edge of the box to the right hand side. He's all left foot. Can he get a shot away? Rolls the ball through the box there, but well, in the end, Højbjerg having to step over it, now retrieve it on the flank there and try to get into the box. Was he shoved away by Lajduni? He was just strong there. Højbjerg is saying it's got to be a foul. I've got sympathy for him, but he can't believe it. And for the moment, Delaney is down, and Højbjerg still saying, "Where's my penalty kick?" And Leyduni's very aggressive with the Højbjerg there, and I think just about did enough. Delaney hurt himself in a challenge after that, challenging from the wrong side really. Delaney maybe felt he had to get a foot in there as Sackney was getting away from him, but he may have to go off, and Højbjerg is not going to get his penalty. I thought, although it was strong play from Elisa Leyduni, he was just about within the laws of the game there, strong arming. I think the fact was that he got up sides before he sort of bundled Højbjerg off. If he was barreling into him from the back, slightly behind him, would have been a different story. So I would put that down to out-muscled. I think in previous World Cups and all that may have been given. Here's an opportunity. Jabali into the box. He goes. Is it a save? It is a save. Oh, dearie me. I mean, he looked through there. I don't know if the flag had gone up anyway, but Jabali was playing, and so too Kasper Schmeichel, who got the last touch on that. Let's take another look at it. And Sackney then looking for the through ball. I think he may just have been offside, but it didn't matter anyway. There's just a little flick of the glove on that, deflected the ball wide. It's going to be a corner kick. Weirdly enough, I think if the goal had gone in, it would have ended up a free kick the other way. So anyway, can they take advantage of this? All lined up in the box. Ben Slimani with the corner kick, then through the box he goes. Jabali rises, Schmeichel with a punch, and then the shot comes in. Sakiri hits it well over. So I don't think there was anything wrong with Jabali's effort. I just think it was a wonderful save. I do believe though that VAR would have ruled it out. But what a tremendous save though by Kasper Schmeichel. You cannot rely on VAR, can you? It's just like, listen, I'll do it myself. Never mind VAR. Hardly get it right at the best of times. Yeah, what a brilliant palm over that. Do you know what? I think that Leicester have been a good team in the last few years, but whenever you watch them, I'm so used to watching Leicester City play with Schmeichel making 3 or 4 world-class saves, and I don't think there'll be too many better goalkeepers at the World Cup. I mean, I think it'd be difficult to be better than his dad, wouldn't it? But do you know what? I don't think there are too many better goalkeepers in the world than Kasper Schmeichel right now. Let's show him the back then on Joachim Andersen, the referee. Just having a word there. Says our pellets Wellos, who's he talking to? Andersen, and then Issam Jabali as well, who this fella's done a good job, the number 9. Not only can he play striker, he can play in the wing as well. He's one of those attackers, if you like, playing various positions. I think that Delaney's run his race. I think they're about to make a change. The ball's rolled out, and he looks like he's going off. Anyway, he thought he was going off. I thought he was going off. Are they going to give a throw really to Tunisia? Come on. Sort it out. Delaney goes down, and he's saying, "Come on, everybody." Referee's having a word with him, and Delaney's furious here. And then the referee said, "Go on, go off then." To which there's a volley of abuse from Delaney, who's not happy anyway because he's injured. He's really upset, and then they're making a right mockery of getting him off. There, 1 or 2 little bits and pieces of officiating have been poor so far, haven't they? I thought the Uruguayan VAR ref for England was a joke, really. Delaney does go off, and it's Damsgaard who comes on. No big surprise there. I thought when we saw Maguire getting bundled to the ground, well, he's a Uruguayan VAR ref. He's not going to give anything. And then, second half, we saw the little innocuous pull of the jersey, and he got a penalty kick given. I thought, oh blimey, I didn't expect that. Anyway, yeah, Damsgaard is on. Mikael Damsgaard, who obviously plays for Brentford, does like to get forward a bit further. Maybe it signals a change in intent. Little heel here for Dolberg, didn't quite reach him as the ball played out. Masakni now to Sakiri, looking for Jabali, but Joachim Andersen comes across and deals with that really well. So the ball now Kjær back to his keeper, right foot drilled way up the field. Dolberg beaten to it though by Bron, and then the ball all the way back to Schmeichel. Into 4 minutes of added time at the end of the half. Well, you never know, do you? The time added on, it could be 10, 15 minutes. Delaney getting that right knee iced up and taped up there. I wonder if he'll play any further part in the tournament. Højbjerg now on the ball. What will matter about getting through the group? The first game in Group D, Australia and France, the other two teams. As again, Denmark making ground with Skov Olsen down the right hand side. He's held up by Abdi, who's done another really good job on him there. Ali Abdi, who plays at Cairn, has done a good defensive job. Never left his post. It's interesting to watch that. Foul by Jabali was at the edge of the area, I think so. He's chopped down his man there, and that will be a free kick. Christensen. In fact, no, it's Højbjerg. It was, just saw the 3, but it's the 23. Caught late. Yeah, it's a feature. Christensen keeps underlapping Skov Olsen. He might want to try and overlap him though. I'm not sure whether Talby wants to come out that far, and I think that might be something they could exploit. As there's a free kick now for Denmark at the edge of the area. We're deep into injury time at the end of the half. They put 4 minutes on, but 48 minutes right now. 48 and a half really, as Eriksson eyes up the target, but it's more for a cross really. So Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. Well, is he going to go for it here? Gives the eyes to keeper. The fans behind the goal. The Danish fans trying to suck that ball in. As the cross comes in, and there's a defensive header. I thought got there first. Are they going to line up for a corner kick? Yeah, it was a good header from Mariah. And now a corner. They're going to have to crack on with this because they literally got seconds left of the half. So Eriksson then, one hand in the air, an outswinger from the right hand side. Ball goes deep through the box. Joachim Andersen's trying to get there. The ball comes off the head of Montaser Talby and out for a throw. The referee might want to blow his whistle now as Mahler has got a throw. They've played an extra 30 seconds of the half. But anyway, been a good half of football without being brilliant. Referee has blown his whistle, and there we go. So the Education City Stadium, we've reached the break. It is goalless. Tunisia played their part. Jabali's had the ball in the back of net. VAR ruled it out. Then when he was one-on-one, I thought he looked offside, but the flag didn't go up, and Schmeichel made a brilliant save. Denmark have had a couple of efforts on target. Andersen and Højbjerg. Then when Højbjerg was on the run in the box, he was claiming a penalty, but for me, he got out-muscled by Aïssa Laidouni, and that means that we're 0-0 at the break. At the Education City Stadium, it's Denmark 0, Tunisia 0 in this first encounter in Group D. Tunisia have had their chances, more so with Issam Jabali, who made his way through on goal, put the ball in the back of the net, but then saw it ruled out for offside. When he was through again, he looked offside, but the flag didn't go up. But this time, Kasper Schmeichel put in a tremendous save. Seen a couple of shots from Denmark, Joachim Andersen and Pierre-Emil Højbjerg on target, but it's goalless at the break. Nation City Stadium. It's Denmark 0, Tunisia 0 in this first encounter in Group D. Tunisia have had their chances, more so with Issam Jabali, who Højbjerg. Another ball to Dolberg, who does well. And then he finds Christensen on the drive. Dolberg then runs into trouble, and Leyduni picks it up. He rolls the ball forward. Jabali can't get there, and then they're fighting in the middle of the park before Leyduni puts a big boot through it. But that will be picked up by Christensen, so it remains goalless. Yeah, a bit of a clash of styles, but two teams hard at it. I like that they're both holding their shapes. Nobody's gone to defend. Tunisia are not there to lose today. You know, they've got bodies up the field. You might argue that Jalil Kadri's team a bit more defensively organised with just one up top. But I think they've supported attacks when they can, and Jabali's actually done really well. Whether he can continue that as Denmark just begin to make the ball their friend. He's Damsgaard again on the run. Finds Mahler out on that left-hand side. He plays it back on his inner to Damsgaard. Holds off Sakiri. Little spin and a turn, and he gets away from him. Mahler through the legs at the edge of the area for Skov Olsen. And then now a chance for Christensen. And he drags across in. Denmark win it back at the edge of the area. Skov Olsen again tries to get it out of his feet, but as ever, Leyduni does well. Continues his run. Jabali played it round the corner to him. He's driving down through in on goal now if he can do it. Trying to get the cross in. He's blocked away by Christensen. Ben Slimani was in the middle. Really good play from Leyduni. Showed good pace in the middle of the park. Great ball to him from Jabali. Put him on an inside track and ahead of Anderson, who never could get to him. But then that's the virtue of having three at the back. Always some insurance. As Leyduni tried to cross in. Blocked away at the expense of a corner taken short. Here Tunisia just at the edge of the area. Ball rolled then for maybe a chance for a strike, and the shot is blocked away. Dreger's effort might have been on target, but we'll never know. Blocked away at the expense of a corner kick. So Tunisia no back numbers in this game. They've got a good chance of winning it, all right. I wouldn't put anybody off. At the moment though, too close to call. But it's a corner kick, which Anis Ben Slimani will take. And hard to know where the fans are, because they've all pretty much got red shirts on. They're both very much team colours red and white. But Tunisia all in white today. As Ben Slimani will take the corner kick. One hand in the air, ball scraped near post. Oh, they made a right mess of it. Christensen and Højbjerg got in each other's way. What should have been a clearance into the stand was spattered away behind them for another corner. Slimani another opportunity then. Can he deliver a better ball than that? He stuffed it in at the near post really. This time through the box, header comes in, not cleared. Now it will be by Dolberg. Ball scraped towards goal. Then a shot comes in, another deflection. And that shot from Bron deflected over. Another corner. Just more chance to apply pressure from Tunisia. Two players blocking that shot. But here's a corner. Another opportunity then. Can they get the ball right? Well, the Tunisian fans bouncing. Like I said, some red is stationary, some is bouncing. And the fans well integrated into the stadium, but a lot of Tunisia fans behind the goal. The ball comes in, headed away by Christensen near post. It was a poor corner kick though. Need to do a little bit better with the chances provided. Christensen gets a foot in, but Tunisia have the ball back. And Talbi goes back to his keeper. Darman, first touch the second half. Finds Dreger. And then with Bron, back to his keeper, just being tidy and neat at the moment. The ball then goes out to Talbi. And just playing keep ball right now. Tunisia not going anywhere. Back to the keeper again. So this time Maria comes for the ball and then into midfield for Sakiri. Well, undoubtedly Denmark have had a little bit more possession, just Tunisia keeping the ball there. Long ball forward, but there's no chance Masakni can get there. And it floats right through to spike on now Denmark on the counter-attack with Skov Olsen. Christensen overlaps him, this time doesn't use him. Ball back to Joachim Andersen, looking for the crossfield ball. It comes off the chest though of Dreger, back to his keeper. Very comfortable defending that from Tunisia. Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. You're listening to Independent Off-Tube Studio commentary. We're 10 minutes in to the second half. Well, the tournament's been a good one, but I've enjoyed the game. But we could do with a goal, couldn't we? Obviously, though, it all adds to the mix. I think we've seen some good goals so far in the tournament. Plenty of goals, in fact. And of course, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina earlier today. They scored 2 really good goals. Particularly the second one was fantastic. But I'll just take the one right now. Christensen, ball into the box then, and Damsgaard's effort is saved, and it's thumped into the back of the net. The arms go up, there will be offside. The flag comes up. I think that's right. I think in the move they clearly got ahead of themselves. Let's take a look and see who it was. Well, initially, when the ball was played in from Rasmussen, it was Damsgaard offside. And what happened after that didn't really matter. In the end, it was Skov Olsen scored, but like Jabali before him, that was always going to get ruled out. So, he'd be upset, but Damsgaard clearly getting too excited, running ahead of play, and Rasmus Christensen rolling the ball to him. Didn't think it was a clever ball, really. Didn't look at it at the time. Anyway, offside it was. Just shows, though, if they can find a way through. There are plenty of players in the box there, Denmark, and that augurs well. One thing that Damsgaard will do is break forward, more so than Delaney. So, Christensen on the ball, finds Højbjerg. He's held up by Jabali. Ball with Simon Kjær inside the centre circle. Just out the feet of Damsgaard. Wasn't a good ball to Eriksson. Damsgaard wins it back. That's what you got to do. As Kjær now looks for the quarterback. Long ball around the back for Mahler. First touch there absolutely kills him stone dead. He's able to hold that ball in, the Atalanta man. And he's trying to give Dreger the run around. Ball goes back though for Højbjerg, who gets it out with his feet, rolls it back to Mahler. He finds Damsgaard, gets the cross in, little flick of a header, and I don't know if that was saved or what, but in the end it didn't hit the back of the net. As now Andersen picks the ball up. Oh, there's a little slip there from Skov Olsen, and that means that Downey can get there and clear his lines. Anyway, that was a good opportunity for Denmark. Well worked. And a good cross in from the left-hand side. But in the end, although the effort was on target, I think it might have been the keeper who got hands to it. I'm sure the next time the ball goes out, we'll get to have a little look at that. But there's Dolberg, Kasper Dolberg with the effort on goal. I'd said in the first half that he had been pretty quiet. He kind of got into it, but there was no great service to him. Anyway, we'll still need to do better. Just thought there was a handball there by the number 9 for Tunisia, Jabali. Play was allowed to go on. As we look at Damsgaard, cross to Dolberg again, and he didn't get enough on the header. So his header was wide. It was a really good cross from Damsgaard, who I think inspired since he's come on. One thing, when you look about the Denmark midfield, if you look at the squad, you think, well, actually, they're more attackers than they do midfielders. They come in short supply, so they could well do without, Delaney picking up that injury. It was like right knee, and they packed it in ice straight after. They do have loads of attackers though, and so if Damsgaard could do a job here and make them more positive to boot, then that's no bad thing. But for the moment, Tunisia on the ball, and Sakani and Sakni, should I say, on the ball. And then with Laidouni, ball out left to Ali Abdi. Tunisia just playing a little bit keep ball for now. One thing we didn't mention as well, just one card so far, yellow card for Rasmus Christiansen in the first half, which he didn't really deserve. Just caught Laidouni after he got the ball. I didn't think there was any intent at all, but it doesn't matter what I think, does it? Because Cesar Arturo Ramos Palazuelos thought he was the yellow card, and he's the man in the middle, the man who counts. Not sure where he's from. Sounds South American, that, doesn't it? But I can't quite work out where he is from. I'm sure there'll be a way of finding out. I'm just not clever enough to work it out. And it doesn't have it on the BBC or indeed on FIFA. We sort European tournaments through UEFA.com. You're furnished with all that information. Their media pack seem to be a lot more comprehensive. Here come Denmark down the left. Skovolsen back to Christiansen. Keeping the ball well at the edge of the area. A little shimmy from him. Skovolsen now with the cross. A good looking cross in. Has flown off a Tunisian head. That will be a corner kick. So remains Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. It will be a corner kick though. Our referee is from Mexico. And although I have him down as Cesar Palazuelos, I think mostly he's known as Cesar Ramos. Anyway, corner kick. Eriksson takes it, floats it in. It's a good ball. A good defensive header away. As the number 7, Masakni picks it up. And then Abdi, I thought Anderson was fouling him there. And eventually battling away. Referee allows that to stand. Don't understand that at all. I thought there was about 2 or 3 fouls there from Joachim Andersen. Anyway, the ball now back with Eriksson just got to tidy up. And now Christiansen. For me, I'm not sure Denmark's tactics are right. Kasper Human continues with a back 3 when they've only really got one to deal with. As Christensen loses out in midfield to Laidouni, who for me is having a good game. Ball goes out right for Ben Slimani. He goes backwards though. Both teams a little bit tentative at times. And where I found out where the referee was from was Soccerway, which is a pretty good site, isn't it? And that gives you a formation, all sorts of things. Anyway, long ball forward now from Dylan Braun, headed back where it came by Andres Christensen. In fact, no, by Joachim Mahler, the Atalanta man. And well, we're going to see a change now, and it looks like a big one. Andres Cornelius, say big, 6'5". Is that big enough for you? And he's going to be brought into the fray. I think that Denmark can't afford to waste this opportunity. For me, they only need 2 of the 3 centre backs. I doubt that it's going to be quite that expansive, this move. Be interesting to see who makes way. I think you keep Skovolsen on, try and get the overlap going with Christiansen. Just for the moment, it's Dolberg on the ball. All by himself there. He felt he'd drawn a foul. I'd agree that I've got a lot of sympathy for his idea, but nothing given there. Anyway, he's allowing plenty of side-to-side contact, it would appear. The referee has reached 64 minutes now. Cornelius not yet quite on. The 29-year-old, who's 9 goals in 41 games. Not a great return, really, but he's there as a target. I'd played at Atalanta. He's back in Denmark. His 3rd spell with Copenhagen. He just won 3 changes actually, so yeah, it's a Thijs Jensen looks like he's coming on as well. I said that they haven't got a lot of midfielders, but he is one of them. So again, the park will be full of Brentford players after a while, won't it? It was another change to make. I wasn't sure whether that was Jesper Lindström. Anyway, who's going off? Simon Kjær is going off for Matthijs Jensen. Well, don't forget, Kjær didn't play last time, and it was a back four that gained a 2-0 victory. Eriksson gets the armband. So Jensen notionally on for Simon Kjær. And it is Lindström's the other guy coming on, Jesper Lindström. So yeah, they're going for blood here, and I think I agree with it all. Scott Olsen goes off. It not really worked for him. So I didn't see the other fellow who went off. So certainly Kjær, Scott Olsen off. We've seen Damsgaard come on the first half, now Jensen, and now Cornelius as well. Højbjerg still there, and obviously Christian Eriksen. So who has been the other sacrifice? I'll be fascinated to know, but for the moment I can't work it out. Anyway, those changes made, and here is the number 7, Matthijs Jensen, on the ball in midfield. Still got Marler on the overlap. Now Christensen at the back with Joachim Andersen, who now make a 2. Christensen now a right back. I wonder if it's Dolberg who has been replaced up top. I can't think there's anybody else who's not there. Jensen now on the ball, who's taking a position left-hand side of midfield. Trying to work it out, aren't they, as they go along now to a back 4. As well, Christensen trying to work it down the left. Eriksson can't find him. Little step over there by Lindström. Well, it doesn't really work out for him. And so try to find their way again. And we're going to see Slimani go off now. Well, I said that I didn't think that Anis Ben Slimani was having a great game, and I guess his own coach has thought that too, as he gets replaced. And they're just trying to work out who comes on in his place. He's worked hard, don't get me wrong, but anyway, they've gone with Naeem has come in. Naeem Sleety, who is an attacking midfielder, again, so like for like. And he was at Marseille in his youth career. Paris B, then Paris. Lille he'd been at, Dijon. Now he's at Al Ettifaq, and he's plenty of experience. His 68th cap for Naeem. 30 years of age now. So no back number in this Tunisia team, not at all. But Ben Slimani just been way too quiet from my point of view. Not really turned up. Anyway, the ball now with Sakiri in the middle, and well, the pass from Leidouni hits the referee, but play doesn't stop. Tunisia carry on here. The ball poked through the middle. Jabali not breaking his neck there, because he realises that Kasper Schmeichel will get there first. So we're 3/4 of the way through this game, and it is goalless. Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. And I've got to say that it's been a decent game without really ever catching fire. Second half in particular, looks like two teams who sort of going through the motions to some degree. But it's a good ball forward here for Denmark, and maybe an opportunity for Eriksson. His shot comes in. It's a good save by the keeper. He just stood off Christian Eriksen. You can ill afford to do that. and his shot was well saved in the end. Left foot strike, it was on target, and that's about as good as it's got this second half. And in the end, you would expect Dharma to make the save, but it was a good save at that. You know, nerves can get the better of you sometimes. You've got to be careful. You don't get enough hand on it, and he did just that. It's a corner kick, so an opportunity then. You know, with an even bigger team now. Cornelius in there at 6'5". The number 21 is an obvious target. He goes near post where the ball goes long. Up go the head, and it's headed into the back of the net. No, it just kept off. Oh, Christensen, his head in his hands there. He realised how close that went, and then the ball will be run out by Sikiri. I thought they grabbed a goal there. And how that ball didn't hit the back of the net, I do not know. Genuinely, I don't know. The camera lingers on Cornelius. He played a part. The ball initially was to the far post, and it was headed back and nearly in. Cornelius at the far post nodded and scraped his head at that. After the first header was won by Andres Christensen, but Cornelius couldn't force it in. I thought, how could he not? But he could only just scrape his head on that. I felt certain the net was going to bulge there. And that was a good opportunity, but here an opportunity maybe for Tunisia. And Ali Abdi making some good ground into the box there. He's claiming a handball, but I didn't see it like that. And the Tunisian fans are screaming for handball. So let's take a look at it. Joachim Andersen comes across, and it grazes the arm of Joachim Andersen. He's trying to get his arm out of the way. No chance could you give that. Clearly, Jalil Kadri and every Tunisian person in there was screaming handball. The ball's clipped him from about 2 yards. Anyway, no chance of that being a penalty. It is a corner kick though for Tunisia, and the Eagles of Carthage then have got the drums banging for them in this Education City Stadium. It's a corner kick and an opportunity for Naim Sleety to deliver a good ball in. Referee comes across, has a word to the players, including Lindstrom there. Anyway, in comes the corner. It's a good looking corner, bounces through the box, but nobody can get on the end of that. Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. It remains. Too much adrenaline on that ball in. Yusuf Msakni, the captain there, was probably the closest to it. Puts his head in his hands. That he couldn't get any closer, but I don't think it necessarily was a good ball in. So Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. Bits and pieces going on, but genuinely don't believe that should have been given as a penalty kick. Just the ball scraping off Joachim Andersen there, and I believe he's trying to get his arm out of the way. The whole stadium went up though. We'll take another look at that Christensen header that Cornelius, I think, headed off the post. Let's take another look at that. He thought about going with his knee, then he stoops down with his head. So that's the closest that anybody's got. Scraped his head onto the post. Trying to work out what had gone on and had anybody actually saved it there, but he was caught in two minds, Cornelius. When the ball came back across, it's bouncing. Do I go with my knee? Eventually he makes a late decision, go with his head, which is why he didn't get enough on that. I think if he'd made a good enough decision in the first place, I thought, right, I'll get my head on that. It would have been 1-0. But it didn't happen, did it? So we're still goalless at 73 minutes. Cagey affair, this one. And somebody could still win the game. I think Denmark have, as they've gone on, thrown more bodies at it. But here, Jabali into the box. Can he get there again? Schmeichel gets there first. The ball to him. Didn't look bad off the boot, but it just wasn't quite good enough. As Jalil Kadri just wringing his hands in the air there. Ooh, close. And this is as good as a mile today, though. As Eriksson picks the ball up, not being as influential as the Danish fans would have hoped for, but the red and whites maybe have just shaded this game so far, but there's nothing between the two on the scoreboard, and that's where it counts. As Eriksson finds Højbjerg, and now down the left with the number 7. Damsgaard had come on and has done well. Mathias Jensen looking to get involved down his left-hand side too, but forced to go back, and the ball all the way back with Kasper Schmeichel. It's a terrible ball back to Mathias Jensen. Could have put his boot through the ball then. First mistake he's made today. Jabali then finds a good ball for Sleety, and then his little touch back to Dreger leaves a lot to be desired. The ball picked off in the middle of the park then by Sakiri. He applies his trade, the Bundesliga with Köln. 75 minutes gone, and it's getting just a little bit edgy at the Education City Stadium. We're learning a lot about the two teams, aren't we? But so far we know that it's a fairly even contest. As Denmark come forward now down the left hand side, off the chest of Marl, instant control, flicks the ball into the box. Cornelius, can he bring it under? He does, lays the ball back, and it's cleared away by Bron. Christensen fights for the ball at the edge of the area, wins his little battle, but the next ball is won by Tunisia. And then Jabali looks for the ball to Masakni, but it's a poor ball, and again Denmark have it. Jensen again, just finger point by Eriksson. I don't want you there, I want you there, as he sends him scurrying down the left, but the ball breaks back anyway. Again with Eriksson central, and then Mathias Jensen, first touch kills him stone dead, but he hooks the ball round the corner with the right foot this time into his path at the edge of the area. Jensen, the ball breaks here for Marler at the byline, left hand side, his all right foot gets the ball back then for Mathias Jensen, goes to the strike, dragged the shot wide. I can see what he's trying to do there, but he never really got hold of it. So again, a half chance, and they've certainly created a little bit more this second half, but his effort was dragged well wide in the end, and it remains Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. Well, if you've been under a rock or something, of course the big story today is Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, who iffy play that by Tunisia. The right out from the back went back to his own goalkeeper, who really didn't want the ball there. Højbjerg wins it. Here's an opportunity now. Eriksson a ball forward. Real chance now as the ball into the box, scraped away from the attacker. And in the end, nothing coming from Jesper Lindström's boot there. I thought he kind of was a bit of a bunny in the headlights there, Jesper Lindström. Needed to do something immediately, dwelt on the ball. You don't have that long, do you? The ball taken off him. So, Denmark 0, Tunisia 0, 77 minutes on the clock. And I'll be hoping there's not too much added time at the end of the half, because I'm already losing my voice anyway. There's been excitement as the ball launched by Mathias Jensen, but straight down the middle, and Darman comes and collects it. You know, there's no hiding place really in any of the groups, are there? I guess that for Tunisia, the games against Australia and France, you know, probably as challenging as this. Maybe the game against the Socceroos, the one that if you were Jalil Kadri, you would target, but you've just got to do your best, and they've certainly a chance of grabbing points in this, as Naim Sleety is brought tumbling to the ground. A Mexican referee comes across. It shows a card to Jensen, who joins Christensen in the book. Yeah, no great attempt to play the ball there from him. And Naim Sleety rolling around, but I don't blame him there, because he got tagged and he was at pace. So, the ball now from Bron, launched towards the striker, controls it, can he turn in the box, get his shot away, gets it out of his feet, but Eriksson they're able to defend the ball back with Cornelius, the big man, under massive pressure there, eventually brought to the ground by Sakiri. It will be a free kick for Denmark. Issam Jabali's done a good job of holding the ball up then. I just thought wriggling in the box he might be able to get his shot away. Didn't really happen for him. Anyway, we're going to see another change now for Tunisia, who bringing on Sideshow Bob, number 8, Hannibal Mejbri, who's at Birmingham City, only 19. So we will augment the midfield just for the moment. Then Ericsson trying to get forward, put pressure on Mariah, but Mariah stands his ground there. We're going to see that change be made. In fact, it's going to be a double change. So it looks like Jabali may have run his race as well, but Hannibal Magebury yet to come on. And Sackney, the skipper, goes off, as well as, and looks like Tahar Kanisi is coming on, who plays his football in Q8, and it is Issam Jabali. He's done ever such a good job, who goes off. Jabali is 30, so too the man who replaces him, but he's put a good stint in. There's only 10 minutes in theory. So Kanisi comes on, and you cannot miss Magebury. So yeah, all change. 5'11", Tahar Yassine Kanisi. He's got 8 goals in 43 games. Not exactly prolific. I think the thing about both these two teams is that they both look a little bit shot shy, really. You know, where the goal's going to come from both these two teams, that would be the concern. You know, Tita Green, they hit their drivers quite well, but you know, they don't look like they brought their putters with them to sink the vital putt in golf parlance. Anyway, here comes Matthias Jensen. With the give and go, gets it back. Now into midfield. Damsgaard goes back to Joachim Andersen. Got Christiansen ahead of him. Opts to turn tail on himself. Højbjerg goes to join the back 2, make it a 3. When they're playing out from the back, is Jensen scrapes the ball forward. It's a poor one and doesn't give Damsgaard any kind of chance. They've just gone off the boil, really. Of Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. Sometimes you make your changes and you actively make things worse. Their best chance was Cornelius header that hit the post after I think it was Christiansen put a header across, and that's about as good as it's got, really. We've seen the ball in the net. Jabali's effort ruled offside, and Jabali had a one-on-one that first half, which brought out a tremendous save from Kasper Schmeichel. And we saw Skov Olsen put the ball in the back of net, clearly offside though. Kasper Dolberg's had a header wide. Ericsson has shot on target, but there's been nothing really gilt-edged out of it. 82 minutes on the clock now. Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. The Tunisian fans still bouncing, trying to support their team, making a load of noise. Good chest back by Cornelius. Nice turn in the middle from Damsgaard, but he runs into Sakiri, who really read the play well, was vigorous and athletic to take the ball off him. Cornelius tries to run round. Maria there, who just guides the ball back, as Jensen now got to go back to his keeper. Under a little bit of pressure, but not too much in the end. Dreger had found himself furthest forward there for Tunisia, but the ball never reached him, as again Denmark making ground. Jensen now flights it over the top for Marl. It's a good ball, takes it on his instep to the byline, tries to flick the ball into the box, looking to hurdle a challenge of Magebury, but the ball had gone out. Mahler there, he wants something, a penalty or whatever. He's not going to get anything. Referee Senor Ramos is not at all interested. Mahler took it really well on his the outstep of his right boot, dragged it, and then Magebury, I thought, did really well. He just flicked the ball off the ankle of Mahler. Joachim Mahler, he wants to gallop down that left. He's not been that influential today so far. And it remains Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. This won't be a game that we get that much injury time out of. There's been a few changes though. I guess that will be all added on. I doubt there'll be a 10 or something daft like that. What would my prediction be at the moment? They'll probably play about 6 minutes. Maybe trying to get in the end of something there. Runs into Christensen. Just make sure he bundles into him. Just a young lad, isn't he? And it's a bit of a welcome to the World Cup kind of challenge that. As Denmark play out from the back. And I have a slurp of drink, getting really dry in the mouth in here. Not just the nerves, but I'm feeling them. The Denmark fans watching the game through their fingers in the stand as Højbjerg picks it up. These are tough games though, tough games. You know, I thought Tunisia had come belt and braces really, playing with one striker. They have created a few opportunities, looking to smash and grab, I think, Kadri's team. But if Denmark needed to do better to break them down, then so be it. They've not managed to do that. I think honours pretty much even, although Denmark have had more possession. Just a bit of defending to do as Jensen comes in. He's caught late there. Might have been by his own man. But anyway, he's gone down. Referee's got a yellow card. I don't think that's necessary. Kanisi there just challenging for the ball. He's picked up a yellow card because the player's gone down, but wasn't in the challenge with his own man. Kanisi catches him late, but if I'm his manager and he doesn't even make an attempt to go for that ball, I want to know why. It's a cheap yellow card. He shakes his head. First challenge of the game for Taha Yassin Kanisi. But anyway, he was a bit late, and it is what it is. At least he's consistent there. Romero gave one to Rasmus Christensen. Exactly the same kind of thing the first half. There was definitely a little bit of contact, but anyway, there wasn't really cause for a yellow. Anyway, if that's what he's giving today, then so be it. Christensen, a little touch there on his inside. Couldn't find Eriksson though. And the ball now out left-hand side. Al Abdi, can he keep it in? He can. Shown too much to Joachim Andersen, but the ball breaks it back. And now with Sleety. Naeem Sleety keeps it going. Has done really well there for Laiduni, who's had a strong game in the middle of the park. He looks a real rugged, no-nonsense player, and he's had a good game, caught the eye. Anyway, long ball forward, Christensen gets underneath his header, and it's picked up by Cassini. And Al Abdi comes to join him. Now the ball floated across the box, is easily headed away by Christensen. The ball breaks off Damsgaard. Cornelius picks it up. Looking for targets, he holds the ball up well, and he's caught from behind. And that's an obvious free kick. Dreger catching him. Cornelius has got a word to say, but I don't think there's any intent there from Mohamed Dreger. And we're going to see a couple of changes now. Again for Tunisia. So the 21, Kakrida, comes on for Dreger. Just looked a little tired that last challenge. Kakrida comes on, and Laiduni, who, like I said, has had a strong game in the middle of the park, all action sort of player. Buying tickets for him today. He's replaced by somebody, let's hope he's as good as his name, for Gianni Sassi. Sassy by name, well, sassy by nature. Anyway, he's 30 years of age. Plies his trade with Al Duhail in Qatar. So maybe the home fans will be cheering him on. But here come Denmark down the right hand side. Sikari thought he flicked the ball off a Danish boot there. And well, Tunisia need to clear their lines, eventually just do that. The ball won't drop then for Kanisi. He'd gone across to challenge ball back at the feet of Schmeichel. 89 minutes on the clock, and beginning to despair he was getting a goal in this game. But anyway, we saw some good goals in the tournament. The Saudi goals were brilliant today. Both of them were really good. A Messi penalty had given Argentina the lead. And I thought, because I was coming in here to do it, I thought I'll have a bath at half time. By the time I got out of the bath and gone downstairs, it was Saudi Arabia 2-1. So to spool it back, and I was excited watching that 10-minute spell for Saudi Arabia. They were great. Here comes Tunisia. Is there a surprise in this? Christensen running just across the back there of his man Sleety, but the referee gave nothing. He's allowed bits and pieces of contact, so that's in keeping with kind of what he's done. Anyway, the fans the fans now seem to be watching the game through their hands. It's a long way to come and think, well, a point's not the worst, and then, if you're going to lose it, it's a bit of a heartbreaking time for it to happen. We know that there can be lots of time added on at the end of the 90, and we're nearly at that point where that board's going to go up. For the moment then, Damsgaard on the ball, finds Jensen. He gets it out of his feet to Mahler. Eriksson roaming forward, but he's not going to pick it up. As Jensen is the ball backwards, not really making any ground. I think that there needs to be somebody who can make a break. You've got to break the line, don't you? Mahler's trying to get around the back, that ball hooked away. Maybe a set piece as good as any, as the board has gone up 5 minutes of added time. In terms of what we've seen in the tournament so far, that's probably, probably fine. And the 4 minutes at the end of the first half, I don't know where they found out when they've probably had about, 8 substitutions second half. They found 1 minute more. Doesn't make any sense. Don't look for sense in that. But anyway, it is what it is. We're into that 5 minutes now. The corner kick comes in. Joachim Andersen close to the header. Ball's not being cleared away. And then now it will be. Mahler felt he was jumped into in the box there, but again, it's not something he's going to get off this Mexican referee. Ball headed out there by Kel Rieder, and now Jensen. We've had a minute of the 5 minutes of added time. Still goalless at the Education City Stadium. As Jensen takes his long throw into the middle of the box. It's headed up in the air, then the keeper comes and claims it. Eamon Darwin has had very little to do this second half. And some lady in the crowd imploring the ball to somehow hit the back of the net. But the ball's not listening, is it, today? Sport doesn't care, does it? It doesn't care about favourites. We saw that today with Saudi beating Argentina. But here's Cornelius now, edge of the area. He hurdles the first challenge, can't beat the second though. Ball taken off him. But now maybe an opportunity. It's a good run, but the ball scraped into the box there. Just won't work out. In the end, Mahler was looking to find a way in, trying to run through a brick wall. Yeah, Sport doesn't care if you're the favourite. Sport doesn't really care about politics, does it? If Denmark win this with this corner kick, it's just the way that the cookie crumbles. But nobody can bear to look out of the Eagles of Carthage. They've got to do their defending here as the ball comes in from Eriksson through the box, and eventually it is swept up in the air by Kanisi. He hooks that ball away. Højbjerg goes long to pick it back up. And now with Schmeichel, lots of play still at the field in those red Danish shirts, so he launches it long. Ball breaks back now, and a chance. The cross comes in. Oh, it's a shot that came in. It's a save by the keeper. Cornelius tries in at the far post. That's gone out for a corner kick. I felt it was a cross that had come in from Lindstrom, but he'd absolutely put his laces through that, and it ended up being a shot. Shot come cross, but it's one of those that was heading in before the keeper dealt with it. In a funny way to win a game. I'm sure that Jesper Lindström wouldn't have cared. Needed saving, and now it's a corner kick under pressure. Eamon Darwin had to scrape that ball out. There's only 2 minutes left of this game. And well, there's a VAR check for a possible penalty. Having seen the last incident, I have no idea what that's about. So the referee has been called over to take a look. We're looking at marking. we're looking at a shove near post, a possible handball. So 2 reasons: desperate defending, then when the ball comes through, it hits an arm, and the arm is inside the body, and he's not giving it. He's not giving a handball because the ball was inside the body. What they might have looked at though was they looked like Sakiri maybe a shove in the back of one of the players before the handball incident. Anyway, not given. Yeah, and that's the right thing. You know, the ball hit the hand of Maria, and his arm's inside his body. Anyway, Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. That was greeted like a goal by the Tunisian fans, as you can well imagine. The flags are out then again for Tunisia. The Eagles of Carthage. Are they starting this with a point? They could do. We're running out of time for anything for either of the 2 teams. Maybe they could nick one as well. Darman's taking his time here to clear his lines. Boots the ball long. The header won by Anderson. Then Damsgaard flicks it on. Can't find Cornelius. Now a defensive header from Christiansen. Lindstrom flicks the ball on now with Eriksson. Right to challenge in the middle of the park. Gets it out of his feet. Damsgaard. One last hurrah here for the Danes as they look down the left-hand side with Damsgaard. Floats the ball to the far post. Up go the heads, but it's headed away by Ali Abdi, who's had a good game. Kenisi flicks the ball inside, then Sleety, can he keep it in? No, he can't. And that ball rolls out. We're over the added time already. And so it's Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. 5.5 minutes we've had of this game. Referee Cesar Ramos, should I say, should be looking at his watch, but he's not just yet. So Damsgaard puts his head down now, bombs on. He's got Marley with him. Puts the ball at his right foot, little flick of the heel, and the ball's been put out for a corner. This is surely going to be the last action of the game, you would have thought. Kel Reeder putting the ball out safety first. They've a big team. Cornelius 6'5", Christensen 6'2", Anderson 6'4". Now or never for Denmark. It's 0-0. This is going to be the last action of this game. Cross-handed salute then from Eriksson. No idea what that means. Never seen that one before. Eriksson then ball to the far post. Up go the heads. Off the head of Cornelius into the waiting hands of Eamon Darman, who dives on the ball, takes it in. He's happy to walk the ball out. And then we'll give it the order of the big boot. We're 96.5 minutes with 5 minutes added on. Don't know where they found this time from. It's a joke, really. Long ball forward. Over the shoulder of Kenisi. But, well, the referee's still playing. Come on, referee. You're joking, aren't you? Nearly 97 minutes. And, yeah, nobody can bear it at the moment. Anyway, eventually the ball booted up in the air. Long, Cornelius looking for the header off his chest. The referee has blown his whistle eventually. And so the final scoreline at the Education City Stadium. Was he? I think he's blown for a free kick. A foul from Cornelius. You are kidding me. Well, I was about to give it as over. It's not over yet. It will be soon. Listen, they put 5 minutes added time. They're 97.5 minutes now. It's a joke. The ball prodded up the field. And then the referee finally blows his whistle. Well, both teams are lacking a little bit of punching power in front of goal. In the first half, Tunisia were as good as Denmark. Diabali, a VAR goal ruled out offside. He didn't bend his run enough. Then he was one-on-one and brought a tremendous save out of Kasper Schmeichel. I felt he was offside anyway. Second half, then Denmark had a goal ruled out. Skov Olsen hit the target. He was offside clearly. And the closest we've come is big Andres Cornelius with a header that scraped off the outside of the post. That's as good as it got, though. Final scoreline in this first encounter in Group D. Denmark 0, Tunisia 0.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the